Thanks to Android for sponsoring this video. I went to CES in Las Vegas the other week, and this year I had the opportunity to attend in partnership with Android. Now, of course, I am an Android guy, so this is pretty much my dream partnership. So huge thanks to Android for sponsoring this video and bringing me out to see the Android experience at CES. But let me show you what I saw during my time there. Now, Android had this whole massive space with like 4 different whole sections showcasing a lot of different Android and Samsung features. Now, I say Samsung because one of the main reasons that Android brought me out was to see their whole Samsung foldables section, where they had the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Z Fold 5. Now, if you guys know me, I've used the Z Flip 5 as my daily phone for quite a bit this past year, and it's one of my favorites. I actually ranked it number 2 for my favorite phone of 2023. And so, of course, because it is a folding phone, it does get a lot more compact, which makes it really easy to fit in your pocket or your purse or your jacket or wherever, which is great. But then it also has the cover screen on the front, which allows for more flexibility in taking photos and even just managing different applications and notifications and things like that. And so because of this cover screen, you have the ability to have a viewfinder to see your rear-facing camera, to take selfies, which is something that you don't really get on any other phone that doesn't fold in half. And you can even fold the phone at like 90 degrees and it can prop itself up as kind of like a built-in tripod, so you can just set it up and like take a video. In fact, I actually used it to take a quick time lapse during my time there, which was cool. And you can use a palm gesture to take hands-free selfies. So combining all of these together just gives you a lot of flexibility in taking photos and taking selfies. And then of course, we also have the Z Fold 5, which is kind of your more multitasking focused device, because of course, once you unfold the phone, you have a very large screen. And so you can essentially open multiple apps. And especially if you open 2 apps side by side, it's like you have 2 full-sized apps just right next to each other. And a really cool thing with this is that if the apps are compatible, you can make them work together. So for example, I can open my gallery and I can open my notes app, and I can directly import photos from my gallery to my notes app without actually having to switch between the different apps. Or because you have such a big screen, you can use that for something like YouTube to just get like a full screen, large YouTube experience. Okay, but besides Samsung, Android had a lot more to showcase here. For example, Magic Compose in Google Messages. And so if you haven't tried this before, it's basically a way for Google Messages to use AI to rewrite what you're trying to say in different tones. So they had this whole demonstration here with like this custom post office box, and essentially it would lead you through how this whole thing works. So you just type in whatever you want, whatever message you're trying to say, and then you tap on the Magic Compose button, and it'll give you different like emotions or different tones to choose from to just change what you're trying to say into that tone. And so of course we have like serious ones that you would, actually use to send somebody, but then there's also some fun ones. Like you can write what you're trying to say in like a Shakespearean way, which is just kind of funny. But then what's cool here is when you did this whole demonstration, you could choose, your custom message, and then they would actually print out your message on a postcard, and then you could actually send that custom message on a postcard to yourself in the mail. But similarly to Magic Compose, they also showcased this feature in Gmail called Help Me Write in Duet AI, which helps you write your emails. So with this, you can just totally tell it what you're trying to say, and it'll write out a whole email for you that's formatted and everything. So like here, I just told it to write out a happy birthday message, and it formatted and wrote out a whole happy birthday message, and I just had to fill in my name and hit send, and that's it. So there's obviously a decent amount of AI going on here, but they didn't stop there, because they also featured YouTube Create at CES, which is a video editing app in beta that's made by YouTube, and it utilizes AI to help you with your editing. So at its core, it is a normal video editing app. You can add your clips, trim them, cut them, add music, add overlays, but where the AI comes in is with captions, music, and your voiceovers. So first up is captions, and it's pretty simple. It can just automatically generate and add captions to your video. And you know, if you've ever had to manually add and type out captions yourself, you're gonna know. This is gonna save you a lot of time, and you're gonna love that feature. And what's really cool with music is it has a whole library of royalty-free songs that you can just put onto your video and not worry about, you know, copyright or anything like that. And then it can find the beats in the music so that you can snap your clips to them and line up your whole video to the beat of the song. And I really like this because I'm excited to see like how far this AI editing can go, because if we get to the point where it can just fully trim and cut up my video for me without me having to do anything, like, that's gonna be great. I can't wait for that day. And then lastly, we also have this feature called audio cleanup, where it can clean up your audio and make your voice more prominent and remove background noise to hopefully make your voiceover sound cleaner. Now, they had a lot of cool branding elements at CES. For example, you could get your own Android pins, your own Android stickers, even your own Android temporary tattoos. But what was the coolest thing is that they even branded Sphere. So they had what they called the Android takeover on Sphere, where they had the biggest Android bots you have ever seen in your entire life on Sphere. And what's also cool is I could actually see it from my hotel window. And so yeah, that thing was just lighting up Las Vegas with Android. And another thing is they also wrapped the monorail in Android branding, and this is something that everybody sees at CES. It kind of just goes throughout the whole front area of the convention center in Las Vegas. But they didn't stop there. They even made a fully custom AR experience for CES. And so, you know, typically when you get to use augmented reality, it'll add like little AR elements from your phone's camera where it thinks they should go in your environment. But what's cool about this is it was specifically made for the exact environment at CES, so that the elements that are put on your screen can actually line up with the buildings and with the area that you're looking at on your phone's camera. And so they basically took you through different features and just this fun experience telling you about Android and things that Android can do. But yeah, Android definitely went all out this year because they had their whole custom space that they built specifically for CES, their AI experience that they built for CES, their monorail, all of the different things I got to experience in the space, and then of course, Sphere, which was very cool. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of this video, Android is like my dream partnership. Like I'm an Android guy, so partnering with Android is like the best thing I could ask for. So huge thanks to Android for sponsoring this video and for partnering with me and bringing me out to CES. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for making this possible by watching these videos and supporting the content. I appreciate you all so much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what was your favorite thing that I showed you from the Android experience at CES.